I remember them having an argument.
But Kinnison,
did he owe him money?
Yeah, Rodney never paid. Somehow he didn't remember that.
Here's a story about Rodney, man. He was fucking guy. Kept doing coke and shit. Even when you get scared at some point, you stop doing drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Most humans.
Not him.
This fucker, 80, whatever he was, doing all kinds of shit. Saga told me the story, right? So he's in the hospital, and he's got a fucking brain tumor that's going to cause a heart attack. All this crazy shit, right?
Right.
So everybody's worried about him. Just leaves the hospital 2 days later, right?
Walks out on his own.
Yeah, so he's in the comedy store with 2 hookers, and he's waiting for Ron Jeremy to show up.
Oh my goodness!
So this is 2 days later.
Yeah.
So Saget told me he walked in, he was like completely shocked. He said, "Rodney, how you doing, man? Well, what's going on?" He goes, "How are you doing?" And Rodney goes, "How am I doing?" He goes, "I'm sitting here with 2 whores waiting for a guy who can suck his own dick. How you doing?"
Still very quick.
Yeah.
He was a genuine character. I know guys who went into meetings with him about a movie.
Yeah.
He'd show up late in a bathrobe with his balls hanging out.
Yeah.
And like legendary stories of it. You talk about not giving a fuck. You worship that. You want to be that guy who doesn't give a fuck, right?
I met Rodney, man, when I was fucking. I made the worst mistake ever, which I was in the fucking hotel, and I loved Rodney and shit. I didn't know him. And I was coming down in the casino. I was coming down the fucking elevator, and Rodney was in the elevator. I'm like, oh my God, it's Rodney. I gotta say something to him. So anyways, I'd worked on some stupid fucking thing with this director who said he worked with Rodney.
Yeah.
So I used that as a thing, right? So I go, hey, Rodney. I go, we have a common friend. He goes, who's that? I go, Paul Johnson. He goes, that cocksucker. He goes, that fucker's no friend. And there's a full elevator. That fucker's no friend of mine. You tell him he can suck my dick. I'm like, oh, I'm not his friend. I'm not his friend.
And, you hear these stories that Rodney was sort of a bitter guy because he made it late in life and all that. But yet he was a sweet guy because
he helped everybody.
I mean, he did something for me that I'll never forget. Like, I appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno back when I would work with that scumbag. Yeah. I'm just fucking. He's a great guy. Anyway, I went on The Tonight Show, and Rodney called me at my house. Now, I didn't know Rodney. He just says, hey, Howard, I just want to tell you, when I used to do shows, no one ever called me. No one ever said I did good. I knew what you were doing up there. You were great. You were doing a great job.
Cool.
And I was like, wow, Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, because he's the guy. If he thinks you did okay, I must have done okay.
Yeah.
So what a tremendous, nice thing to do for somebody.
Unbelievable. Well, I met him on Saturday Night Live because he came and did, when I did Update, he came and did some jokes on his 75th birthday. So we have to do dress first at 8:30 and then at 11:30 the show, Right. So he comes and he's like, hey, Norm, I got to fucking talk to you, So I go in and I'm like, Mr. Dangerfield, it's great to meet you. That's the first time I ever met him. He goes, listen, man. He goes, what the fuck, man? Why am I doing it at 8:30? I know my fucking jokes. I'll just come back at 11:30. I go, I don't know how it works, Rodney. You got to do it. He goes, God damn. He goes, let me tell you something, kid. This was his advice to me.
Kid.
He goes, let me tell you something, kid. He goes, this fucking TV shit, He goes, this waiting around all the fucking time. It's a bunch of all shit, It's shit. He goes, it's the same with fucking movies, You're in the movie, and then you're in the fucking trailer all the time. That's all you're doing is fucking jerking off in the trailer, He goes, it's all shit, kid. He goes, remember this and remember it. Remember it forever. Stand up, man. That's all there is. Stand up.
And he meant it.
Then there's a fucking 5-minute pause. He's looking me right in the eyes. He goes, stand up, shit.
He forgot. It's all shit. A negative guy. Yeah, it's just great, though. What a funny man. Just naturally funny man. Is it true that, was Richard Pryor a huge hero of yours?
Oh, yeah.
Was his last television